All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about something that can totally change how we look at a child's success in school. We're exploring the huge and often invisible link between how a kid feels and how they actually learn. So, this all starts with a really powerful idea that we need to look past the textbooks and lunchboxes, and start thinking about the invisible weight that every single student carries with them into the classroom. So, what's actually in this emotional backpack? Well, it's a whole tangle of feelings, right? Stress, excitement, maybe some fear or anger, or just plain confusion. And for a lot of kids, they don't even have the words to unpack it all. It's just this heavy, confusing weight they're lugging around all day long. And that's where we get to our first big idea: how this internal, emotional world creates some very real and very visible hurdles to learning. I mean, just think about it for a second. If a child's mind is totally swamped with anxiety from what's going on at home, how on earth can they focus on a math problem? That inner chaos, it directly gets in the way of their ability to concentrate. And it's not just about focus either. If a student feels like their voice just doesn't matter, or that their feelings are always brushed aside, they pull back. They stop raising their hand, they stop joining in. Why would you engage in a place where you feel like you're invisible? And this leads us to what is really a fundamental truth. Emotional safety isn't some nice-to-have bonus. It's a biological necessity. See, a brain that's in distress is basically in survival mode. It literally can't absorb new, complex stuff. That feeling of safety has to come first. Okay, so if those are the obstacles, what's the solution? This is where things get really interesting. With a powerful shift in perspective, healing is learning. In this context, emotional healing isn't some separate thing we do outside of school. No, it's framed as the actual bedrock of academic success. It's not an extra, it's the entire foundation that everything else is built on. Now this really is the heart of it all. The point isn't just that healing leads to success, it's that the process of emotional healing is the process of building academic success. You can't separate the two. And, this goes way beyond just getting better grades. We're talking about a huge shift from a child who is just trying to survive the day to a child who is actually equipped to thrive. You can really see the two different paths here. On one side, you have these hidden emotions that just bubble up as behavior problems or a lack of motivation. But on the other side, when we focus on healing, we're not just putting out fires, we're building real strengths, giving kids the resilience and the tools they need to rise up, both in the classroom and, in life. So who's guiding this whole conversation? It's Dr. Takesha L. Wilson. As an educator and an author, her life's work is dedicated to this exact mission: helping students grow emotionally so they can absolutely flourish academically and in everything they do. So let's bring this all home. If you only take away one thing from all of this, the source material boils it down to one simple, incredibly powerful connection. It all comes down to this really simple foundational truth, because when students feel better, they learn better. That's it. That's the direct, undeniable link. It's not any more complicated than that. When we help our kids heal, we unlock their ability to learn. And that brings us full circle, right back to the beginning. It leaves us with a question to think about for every single kid in our lives. So next time you see them, try to look past the books and the homework and just ask yourself, what are they really carrying today? And how can I help them lighten that load?